Welcome to the Headspace and Tasting Podcast, where we talk manhood, tell stories, and discuss the stuff that matters to us one sip at a time. Hello, Kevin.
Hello, Matt.
Today is April 4th,
Yeah.
2026.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with your life? How are you doing?
It's cold outside.
Yeah, it is cold.
Gloomy. Rainy.
Yeah.
I guess that fits in with Dark Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yesterday was Good Friday.
Yep.
And then tomorrow's Easter.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any fun? Did you guys do like Easter egg hunts with your kids when they were younger?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we did Easter egg hunts all the way up until maybe just a year or two ago. I remember COVID. So, I mean, that was 5 years now. But COVID, I mean, I had all teenagers.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, all that stuff was canceled, right? That stuff didn't exist because it was March, April.
School. Yeah.
And we'll wake up one morning, our entire front yard is Easter eggs.
Mm.
My mom came over in the middle of the night and threw eggs all over the yard.
Oh, that's sweet.
We had no idea.
That's cool. Did you guys dye Easter eggs and then hide the real eggs around the house?
We never did that.
No, we didn't.
No.
And then my mom would be freaking out. There's one more. You have to find this.
Yeah. We'll find it in 3 months.
Yep. Yeah, we used to sit the night, I think it was the week of Easter, I guess. We would get together one night and dye Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother would always, you know, I would do like half one color, half another color, do funky stuff. And my brother's just dunking the eggs in every single color. And then all his eggs look like dark green or some kind of nasty looking color. But yeah, that was fun.
I have one that I colored blue, but it took forever. Like, I just kept soaking it, drying it, soaking it, and just coating it. And it just became this emerald blue color.
Huh.
Or emerald. It doesn't even make sense.
Sapphire.
Yeah, I know. This glittery, sparkly blue color that I like so much, I actually put it on a little stand.
Yeah.
And had it on my desk forever. And I made it my Facebook profile picture for a while. And if I did pictures, that egg would always be in a picture somewhere.
Oh man!
Find the blue egg.
Yeah, that is what they call an Easter egg, like a little hidden thing in a picture or a movie. Call it an Easter egg.
Every year, my mom for about 20, 25 years now. It's been a while. Mm-hmm. You know those cardboard eggs that are hollow, but you can pull them apart. They're just paper mache.
Cardboard? Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's a paper mache egg.
I know what you're talking about.
But you can pull it apart and put it back together and put stuff inside it. Mm-hmm. She has given me that same egg every year for about 25 years or so now. I still get it.
And then you give it back to her so she could
do
it again next year?
And I never know when I'm going to get it. It just pops up someplace, somewhere, like one of the kids gets involved with it. Ah. And the one egg was so bad and worn out that she used to hand it to me and it would be rubber banded together because
it won't stay together anymore.
Right. And I think she finally got a new one.
That's cool. Cool little traditions.
Yeah, little father-son tradition or mother-son.
Yeah. We're always on the lookout for good family traditions to do. I think we've talked about that before with our new-ish family. But yeah, with the boys, we dyed eggs, but we never hid those. We always hid the plastic ones.
Did you ever do the adult Easter egg hunt or the late night hunt with the glow eggs? And
no,
I haven't either. Just asking.
I don't have enough friends for that. Unless you wanted to do it one day.
Well, it doesn't have to be a friend. They advertise them. You just go to the function.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I never heard of that.
They're mostly bars and clubs and things that will do these adult Easter egg hunts.
I'm completely detached from modern society, Kevin. I really have no idea what's going on out there unless somebody puts a flyer on my door. I don't know. I'm like, oh, the Boy Scouts are looking for canned goods, I guess. I don't really participate. Stuff at church, that's about it. That would be fun, I guess, to go out like do a pub crawl, like Easter egg pub crawl or something. Get an Easter egg for every pub you visit and crawl.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like the glow golf. You see that every now and then where they play golf at night.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be fun. What'd you bring for Easter? The Easter Bunny give you that?
We can say that.
Do you guys do that? Would you say like, oh, the Easter Bunny hid eggs around our house? And
We used to do that a long time ago. We don't anymore.
well, yeah.
Well, I mean, we did for a while, and then we kind of stopped the whole Easter Bunny thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we would still have a basket or whatever sitting out.
Well,
for
you know the
everybody.
Easter Bunny. We should have had him over on the show.
Oh, we could have. The Easter Bunny, from what I understand, is ill.
Oh, really? Probably from all those kids, those little snot-nosed punks climbing all over.
Could be. Never know. So today, our featured bourbon is Saints Alley, the Herald, a blend of straight bourbon whiskey finished in Armagnac casks. Now, this is produced by Ironroot Distillery in Texas, and it's a blend of their bourbon whiskey as well as MGD out of Indiana.
MGP.
MGP. Is it MGP?
Yeah. Which distills most of
Yeah,
the
you're right.
spirits. For
I'm thinking of Miller Genuine Draft. I can't do that.
MGD.
Yeah, MGP. So anyway, it's those two blended together, and then once they blend them, they age it in Armagnac casks. Don't know how long. There is no age statement with it.
Yeah.
It is 100 proof.
It's more than that, isn't it?
No.
I thought it was 107.
Oh, it is 107. Well, I should read the label more
Yeah,
often.
Come on, do your research, dude.
Non-chill filtered, no colors or flavoring added.
Well, that's nice. So what is Armagnac? Have you ever tried that before? It's like cognac, but something different, I'm guessing.
It's a brandy,
Okay.
and the Armagnac cask is a traditional Gascony oak barrel, primarily made from French oak, and it's used to mature Armagnac brandy. So you have a blend of two different. You have MGP's bourbon,
Mm-hmm.
and then they took their heirloom corn bourbon out of Ironroot in Texas, blended it with it. Now I do know that the MGP bourbon that they're using is a high rye bourbon,
Okay.
as much as 36% from what I can find on my
Which is
research.
pretty high rye.
Yes. So you blend those together, you're going to get what you get. And then your Armagnac cask, one of the purposes behind it is that it's to add a punch, in quotes, a punch to what it is that they're putting together. And so what the flavors that you get out of the Armagnac cask finish, typically you're adding in dry, spicy, fruit-forward flavors such as raspberry jam, fig, and pepper. So whatever you have going, you mash that in together, and you get this.
Is brandy can be made from any fruit, can it?
Well, I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So it's just kind of like a distillate of fermented fruits. But Armagnac, is that a grape? Is that would be a grape since it's French, I'm guessing? Are they using grapes?
I'm not sure what Armagnac even really is.
Well, it's like well, I've got the wood was Gascony, but I don't know. I just assumed that was French. might not even be a French word. Yeah, I think I saw him make brandy on that Moonshiner show. Somebody made brandy out of peaches.
Well, yeah.
But that makes sense because the first thing I smelled on this was kind of cherries or figs with vanilla, but it like a vanilla cherry. Does that make sense? You know, like vanilla cherry Coke or something like that.
It is a premium single distilled grape brandy.
Grape. Okay. And tasting, I got banana peel, corn, some citrus, and a little bit of yolk. I mean, not yolk, oak.
Ooh,
Oak.
little eggy.
Yeah, a little egg yolk in there. Rotten oak.
Dried fruit, oak, and toffee for me. As far as the nose. That was the first thing that hit my nose when I smelled it. Not caramel, but more of the toffee.
Okay.
And then on the palate, it certainly did have that high rye feel. A little creamy. And, we use the term heat all the time.
Yeah.
And so I'll just get a little more technical. And the viscosity of it really coats the mouth. And again, it's still fruity.
Yeah, it does coat the mouth. The finish, I wrote like sweet and spicy, like sweet and sour, sweet and spicy type of mix. And I get some more grains on the back end. But it does hang around. Like the roof of my mouth is a little tingly. Back of my tongue.
Oh, it singed my lips a little bit, which was interesting. And I would agree with you on the finish. I wouldn't add anything different to it than what you got out of it.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's nice.
I like it.
I don't know why I was surprised. I think I heard Texas, and I was like, oh, boy, this isn't going to be that great.
Well, I can't remember. I don't have our full list. Yeah, I do.
The Texas whiskeys we've tasted have not been rated high at all. Because from what I hear, they do. It's like they're very tannic.
Do you have your other book out here?
I think I do. Yes.
Going back to
Blackened. That was a Texas. Was it? No, that's
no. Going back to number 14. So kind of early in the book, maybe midway through there.
Okay.
Would be Ironroot Harbinger Bourbon Whiskey. That's the same guys. It was 115 proof.
Oh. I don't have. Oh, you know what? It's probably before the book.
Really?
Yeah, it's probably in our old wheel. I have Silver Star Texas whiskey.
Yeah, we didn't do very good on that one.
1 star. That's the Blackened is the first one I have in this book.
Okay.
So
Well,
it's probably in our paper wheels. I got it in a folder somewhere. Have to dig it out of the archives.
Anyway, not bad. One of these things that I'll enjoy throughout the show. I might go crazy with it a little bit, and we'll find out how it is when we get toward the end.
Yeah, we'll see how it sits in the glass after what it tastes after a while. So not to keep bringing up current events or politics, but
let's do it.
Iran, however you want to say it. Probably should say Iran. There was an F-15 that was shot down yesterday, and an A-10 crash. With the F-15, one pilot was recovered. I'm guessing probably by PJs, CSARs, the search and rescue. But it could have been Rangers, could have been Delta. I don't know.
Supposedly the helicopter that picked him up got damage from rifle fire.
Oh, boy.
And some injuries on the crew.
Man. So
it's like Vietnam, recovering somebody.
Yeah. Those are very dangerous missions because if a plane goes down, you can guarantee everybody and their brother is trying to get there. But one pilot is unaccounted for right now. I've heard reports that Iran was claiming to have a pilot in custody, but a lot of people are thinking that the pilot didn't survive.
Yeah, I had conflicting stories that he was recovered, but then all those stories dropped off. Who knows?
But the Department of War is obviously not going to be talking about it unless they have anything to pass on. But
I know that we have a third aircraft carrier headed there.
Holy moly. Well, there's one aircraft carrier that's going on 11 months deployed. The Gerald Ford.
Could be.
It's going to break a record. 11-month deployment on a freaking aircraft carrier.
So I learned the Gerald Ford, the fire that they had on that aircraft carrier actually stopped their combat operations for 2 full days.
Wow.
My thought is that this third carrier is not coming in to join the fight. It's to relieve the Ford.
I would hope so, man.
Although while it's there, why would you waste the opportunity when you have 3 carriers on deck to launch everything?
Yeah.
And then send the one out.
So this is like, started bringing up, like, what is our strategy here, man? What are we doing? I haven't heard any real clear, like, this is what we need to accomplish to end this. It's always been like, cripple their nuclear program, or we're going to, what do they call it? Not regime change, but a regime realignment or something they're talking about. Like, like we did in Venezuela. We kidnapped the president, and then we're just like, all right, you guys behave yourselves and we won't kidnap anybody else.
I'm tired of every single day there's a new press release in which we have obliterated Iran's capability to launch missiles.
Right.
And then for the next 24 hours, there's like 30 missiles getting launched all over the place.
Yeah. We've destroyed their navy, and then now the next day they're laying mines in the Strait of Hormuz. Like what? How?
We're opening up the Strait of Hormuz, and then you find out that there's only like two tankers going
only for
through
Chinese
there.
Oil tankers.
So, guys, Goebbels put out better propaganda than our own government.
Yeah,
come on. At least he was good at rallying the people. You can't even rally the people because you can't even put together a message that's coherent.
Well, Trump's approval rating is going lower and lower by the day.
Well, of course. I mean, gas is almost $4 a gallon right now. For us, at least here in the Midwest, it's $3.89.
Basically alienating everybody who voted for him, except for the sycophants who worship him. Hispanics and especially younger Republican voters are like, bro, you said you're not going to be starting any more ridiculous wars, and it's been nothing but ridiculous wars. It's very frustrating, man. It's Iran is definitely their regime, whoever's in charge, they're not good guys as far as America is concerned. They're responsible for the majority of terrorism in the world as far as financing and supporting.
Yeah, and you know what? You're not going to sell me on the argument that, the government of Iran has been attacking U.S. troops through terrorists and other organizations for 47 years, and it was about time that they, got payback for everything that's been going on. Really? I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, and if we dealt with it for 47 years, 48 will be okay. I mean, it's not the end of the world. And if it was all about the nukes and
which I don't think it is,
then you should have gone in and gotten them.
Yeah.
And why haven't you done it already? If you supposedly know where it's all at, and you have the troops on the ground, get in there and do it.
What I heard,
and then send them out.
I heard somebody say, like, why would you build your own nukes when you could just buy them from somebody? It's very hard to develop a nuclear weapon and deliver it, and it's almost impossible.
Do we have any documented evidence of anyone buying nukes off of other countries?
Yes.
Who?
Oh wait, no, we don't. No, they stole the technology from us.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
how did that? So Pakistan developed and built their own, and I'm sure India did.
I think so.
Even North Korea. Did North Korea get any help from China?
They probably did through scientists and stuff like that, but they do their own testing and things.
Yeah, it's weird, man. But you could, why would you build your own car if you could just go buy one from a dealer? There's no nuke dealers anywhere, I guess. ICBM nukes.
I mean, I guess Cuba was the closest, but they weren't buying them.
No, but they had Russian crews. The Russians weren't going to just give them away and leave Cuba.
I think that's always been the deal. I don't know. That one's beyond me.
Yeah, so they claim they were enriching uranium for energy, for nuclear power. But I don't know, man. That's the thing.
I don't have any evidence of them using nuclear power.
No, they don't. They weren't building power plants.
That's what I'm saying.
They were sure building a hell of a lot of missiles and rockets and drones, though. I don't know, dude. You can't believe anything you see on TV. I know that's the only fact. The government probably going to lie to you. Probably. Very good chance whatever they tell us is a lie or it's not the full truth. It's just enough to placate us.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you go on Twitter or Facebook, it's probably all AI-generated video, and you have no idea what's real.
Almost everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad that the number one singer in the country right now, I think, is completely AI generated. I think that's...
Really?
Came to light. I think so.
Oh, boy. I think that guy who writes all the Yellowstone and all those shows that are all going on at once, like, there's no way that dude's writing all those shows. There's no way. It's too much content. He's definitely using AI to generate, because the scripts suck. Those shows are terrible. Yellowstone started out good because it had Kevin Costner in it, and then once he left, it was crap.
Don't know how to watch it.
I don't watch it anymore either.
I do find it interesting that here we are talking about the stupid stuff that's going on with Iran and things like that. And today in 1949 was the official creation of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, otherwise known as NATO.
Speaking of a fake organization.
Well, it became one.
It's us.
When it first got put together, it was legit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was to counter Soviet aggression on the eastern half of the world right at the end of World War II, because they wouldn't withdraw their troops and or to draw down at all. And they wanted to maintain all the countries that they were in.
Yeah.
So we created NATO.
And then after the fall of Soviet Russia, USSR, when like Sarajevo, Bosnia, Herzegovina, all that stuff was going on, the genocide, the civil wars, NATO stepped in as peacekeepers, right? And kind of chilled things out and hunted down, what was that guy's name? Slobodan Milosevic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was really the U.S. did that. But that was kind of a good use of NATO.
Wasn't Ceausescu involved?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know that one. But that was about it, man. After that,
so today NATO has 32 countries. All of them are European.
How many of them actually touch the Northern Atlantic? Us, Canada,
Norway,
Britain,
France, Denmark, Germany, Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania.
Spain? Is Spain in that? In NATO? Spain and Portugal?
Spain is NATO. Can't remember if Portugal's in it or not.
They probably are.
I didn't realize Iceland was. Iceland was always a neutral territory country. They're part of NATO.
What about Finland? Are they in NATO?
They are now.
Yeah. Poland is now.
Poland. Turkey still is.
Ukraine is begging to
Which is interesting. It's the only Muslim country that's part of NATO.
Really? What is it?
Turkey.
Oh. I thought you said Germany.
I could say Spain, France, or England.
Yeah, Turkey and NATO, that's strange.
The only thing that makes NATO...
Don't we have nukes in Turkey?
Well, we did.
Did we pull them out?
Maybe.
Move them to Poland?
Maybe.
Yeah, allegedly. Turkey's a weird place.
The only thing that makes NATO... I don't know if I'd say viable anymore, but there's this thing called Article 5.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the organization. Article 5 says that if any one of us is attacked, all of us will respond.
Yeah.
So if an attack on one is an attack on all. Since NATO was created in 1949, Article 5 was only invoked one time. Know when it was? 9/11.
Oh, okay.
That was the only time. Which I find interesting as well, because no country attacked the United States. This is the interesting thing about the war on terror.
That is weird.
I
always hated that.
You can't declare war on terror.
No, I hated that phrase because terrorism is a tactic.
Yes.
It's not a thing. It's not a person. It's not a country. It's just a it's a military tactic. Guerrilla warfare.
I believe today, I'll stake it right here. I believe NATO is a dinosaur. I don't think NATO has a purpose anymore. You have the European Union, who's developing their own European level arms defense, things like that. The only thing that keeps NATO in play is the United States.
It's really like a bunch of little runts, and they're like, "Don't make me get my brother. Oh, my brother will beat you up." And where we come in.
And I've said it before. You don't want the United States in your country anymore? Okay. So I would immediately go to my chief of staff and say, you tell me where is the biggest economic impact in that country where we have troops stationed, whatever the base is. And then we're just going to pull them out. And let's see how long their economy lasts and see if they decide to change their tune.
Yeah.
At least we could save ourselves some money. We spend so much money on all this stuff, deploying and supporting all these other damn countries.
Yeah,
to give us zero in return.
I guess the argument against that is like the projection of power, of being able to respond quickly to different hotspots in the world from there. But it's like, why is that our job?
Well, let's try to respond to hotspots. All right. So we're in a hotspot right now. We took it upon ourselves and we decided to unilaterally go after Iran. Okay. Hey, all of our NATO members, we want to use your airspace to fly our planes out to do whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, Britain, no. France, no. Spain, no. Italy, no. All right. Why are we still there? And so you got Secretary of State Rubio actually making the claim, you know what, maybe NATO isn't as important anymore as what it used to be.
Yeah.
And maybe we need to actually do a review on how important NATO is.
Yeah, we probably need to review what is an ally to the United States? What do we expect from that relationship? Let's reevaluate who we actually call allies.
Well, I would agree with that. I think we should also be reviewing and auditing out every single dang treaty we have in existence right now.
Yeah.
Every single one that's active. Put your Doge to work on all of our treaties and alliances.
That's racist, Kevin. We can't do that.
Then more power, more Doge that you can get on all of our alliances, all of our treaties.
Yeah.
Let's figure out what's important, what really isn't.
Right. I mean, we need to actually define what America is right now. Mm-hmm. You know, I really have always been disgusted by that statement of "Make America Great Again," like, because America is great.
Mm-hmm.
We could be greater, we could be better, always, but America has always been great. Yeah, we've done some pretty crappy things in our history, and there's,
I would like to take the effort that we put into all these yahoos over there in Europe who can't even take care of themselves anymore.
Yeah.
And put all of that effort and those resources, put them in the Western Hemisphere.
Right.
It would be amazing to have Central and South America all aligned with each other and us.
Yeah.
It would change so many things for the better.
Well, we talked about this like so long ago, so many shows, like clean up your own backyard. Worry about if everybody would just clean up your own yard.
Oh, we got to do that too.
Everybody would be great. But I don't know why we have this thing where we as America have to be involved in every single country's dealings. Like, who cares? Honestly, who cares?
Well,
we have so many problems here, man.
If I take the Cold War thought process, in which I lived through a good deal of it, the notion that if you do not interact or engage with a said country, if you don't, the Soviet Union will come in,
right,
and do likewise. And they'll do it on purpose because we decided not to engage. So in today's geopolitical world,
who's that?
That is China.
Okay.
So that's the difference. So our new Cold War is China, and maybe rather than focusing on Europe all day long, we should be shifting resources towards the east.
Yeah.
Well, technically towards the west, which is the east.
I think Africa, man. China is deeply involved in Africa.
They're losing out in Africa, by the way.
They are. Everybody does.
Yes.
Everybody does. Yeah, we should be focusing on China because China has the 100-year plan. You know, they're playing a long game. We're in a 4-year plan every year. And really it's like 2 years because it's first year the president gets his feet wet, 2 years of actually doing things, and 1 year of trying to get reelected.
And it depends on if he's got Congress on his side or not.
Right. And then he might not get anything done, which I'm not that mad about.
Right.
I like having Congress one party and the president the other party.
The most inactive government we can have, the better for all of us.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's why it was designed that way.
That's exactly right.
The Constitution did that on purpose.
Mm-hmm. But China's, I'm not an expert on China. I should just lead with that. I think that's pretty obvious. But they have some issues, man, with like population and food and resources that they're consuming so much and don't have the means to resupply. So they have to go elsewhere to get their food and get their oil, get their minerals.
The only thing they have going for them is their population's actually declining.
Yeah.
It's already peaked. It's already declining.
So, and where it's declining the most is in the rural areas, the farmlands, because all the children move to the cities for like tech jobs and all that kind of stuff, or United States for college or whatever. And there's nobody left to farm. And it's a dangerous situation for them.
Here's a legit example on why we need to reevaluate our alliances. So the longest alliance we've had has been with France, and it's always been a rocky road. But, but number 2 behind France is Great Britain itself. Mm-hmm. And we're closely related to the British ancestrally. I mean, that's where a lot of us came from. And they are in a position now where you can't even think or say something that goes against whatever the government policy is without going to jail.
It's literally the book 1984. Like they have like thought crimes.
So it's gone so bad that we talked about this a little bit, but they have something called the St. George's flag, or the flag of St. George. Mm-hmm. And it's a white flag with a red cross.
It's like the original flag of England.
Yeah. And I did not know it until I was about to talk about this, but it's already technically illegal to fly the flag without specific permission from municipalities or councils or whatever for whatever event. And back in August of last year, there was this movement started called Raise the Flag movement, about putting up the St. George's flag as a show of solidarity and unity for the British people. Mm-hmm. And to get back to the Britain that they should be and were, to where they should be now. And it was a protest against government and all their policies, and we know that. Mm-hmm. I mean, we do that. We throw the Gadsden flag up. People go, oh, what's that for? Why are you flying that?
What are you, in a militia?
Yeah. So even today, or this week, there is movement in Great Britain now to ban the Union Jack itself. The Union Jack is actually their national flag.
Yeah. So weak, man.
They want to make it to where it's illegal to fly their own flag.
That is definitely a fallen state.
And we know
you
if someone
going, there's like thousands of people a year in England that get put in jail for Facebook posts.
Yes.
For something that could be deemed offensive. Not that it offended anybody, just on the fact that it could be offensive. And not only that, they were going out to businesses. They call them like these pub crimes or something, where they were instructing pub owners and employees, like, if you hear the patrons talking about something offensive, call the police and we'll come, and they get arrested for it. And there's no jury, no lawyers. You just go in front of a judge, and
and they still wear them dumbass white wigs on their heads, like,
fruity,
come on,
man. But that's what happens when you don't have a constitution. You lose your way as a God-fearing people, and you just let it all go, and you're not getting it back. You might be able to get it back through like armed revolution or some kind of horrific uprising or something, you might be able to, but
I can only imagine if a government here, any state, or even the federal government said, we are no longer allowed to fly the U.S. flag. Yeah.
that would go over
You want the
great.
closest thing to armed rebellion.
Yeah. Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. The flags on the stores would sell out instantly.
And I guarantee you these other flags that people are flying around, that they will be gone a lot faster.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just...
I feel for you, Britain.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is, dude. Like, because even in this country now, like with the Gadsden flag, like you say, you fly the Gadsden flag at your house, you're almost like putting a target on your house. People will look at you like you're a crazy person.
And I still do it.
Yeah. But let's see, we had those kids come visit work. Did I tell you that? You know, in our conference room, we have the American flag and the Missouri flag.
Mm-hmm.
And these kids are third graders, maybe, or sixth. Were they third grade?
Third grade.
And the kid was like, "What flag is that?" Pointed to the Missouri state flag. "What flag is that?" And I said, "That's our state flag." "For Missouri?" "Yes, that's the Missouri state flag." And I looked at the teacher, and she was like, "We just learned about this last month. We went over this." And I was like,
I'm pretty sure you didn't.
Yeah, what the hell are we doing here, man? Like, if we don't learn the history of our state and our country, then it's just going to go away. It's going to go, and like, we don't have to worship it. We don't have to, you know. Like, but
well,
dang,
that's why
dude.
I am saying I support y'all, you British, who are feeling oppressed and you're trying to do something. I'm on your side.
Yeah, I might buy a St. George flag and fly it.
I'm buying one.
Yeah.
I'm buying one. I'll fly it in support.
What about the Irish? They fly their flag or do they fly the Union Jack? I guess it depends on which side of the north or south you are.
Could be.
But the Scottish flag, which is part of the Union Jack, so it's the Union Jack is the Scottish flag and the English flag put together. They still fly the Scottish flag without a problem, right?
I would think so.
I guess it just depends on whether you're kneeling to the crown or not.
I'm pretty sure the crescent and the stars flying all over the place there in
yeah, that's probably
England.
That's a big problem too, man. I think the dudes in England need to get on some testosterone replacement therapy and make them babies or something. Like, you got to.
But I'm here to tell you, we have the enclaves here in the States, and we're allowing this to exist,
dude.
and that's causing problems too.
Yeah.
And we're going to be the next oppression folks if we don't get on that game.
Yeah,
and do it early.
You know what the big problem is, and I'm part of it. Like the people who just check out, who are just like, I'm not even going to participate in this bull crap anymore. I'm going to do my own thing, worry about my own family, and that's it. Everybody else, I don't care. I'm just going to do my thing, live my life. And when you do that, there's no other word for it. The bastards are the ones who are running for your school board and county council and state reps and, whatever, and your mayors. They're the ones that are like, oh, well, I'll pay attention. And they take advantage of that crap. When people stop paying attention and stop participating. Because this is what, I just wrote a letter to my county councilman last week. Sent an email to him. And I was like, look, dude, I just want to go and live my life and be with my family. But because of some of the crap you guys are doing, now I'm going to have to take time away from my family, the limited amount of time I have, and pay attention to what you turds are doing. And start calling you out on this stuff. Because you obviously are not following the will of the people, the will of your voters. You just say what you have to say to get elected, and you just do whatever the hell you want. And it's because people like me get fed up with it and drop out and start doing what taking care of our own. But no, we have to freaking babysit our politicians all the time. And it's freaking maddening, man. It really pisses me off. Anyway.
Yeah. Now that we got that off our chest.
We had the Artemis 2 launched last week.
Yeah.
That was always fun to watch a rocket launch, man. It was pretty cool. Man, that was a big one.
They're halfway.
Halfway where?
What? You say it. What was their objective?
Supposedly, they're going to orbit the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
They're halfway there.
So they launched up and they went around the Earth like a couple times, right? Did they do two times around or one?
I think once to build up their momentum.
Yep. And then slingshotted towards the moon.
Uh-huh.
Had a couple issues. They had like a Microsoft Outlook problem with their computers or something. And then a water leak that they think they had to fix. And then they were going to make a course correction. Last I heard, they were supposed to make some kind of planned course correction. But they were so perfectly on course, they canceled it. No need for a course correction. They're perfectly on course.
Nice. I've seen some decent pictures.
Yeah, when they
so far
take a picture of the looking back at the Earth with like these super high resolution cameras they have on there, really cool looking. The round Earth, the globe.
I thought that was a fisheye camera.
Probably is. You never know. Probably just AI generated images. So there's 4 astronauts on there. You have the pilot or the commander. You have a female astronaut. This will be the first African American astronaut to go around the moon or go to the moon or whatever. But good on him. He said this is not a black African American accomplishment. This is a human accomplishment. This is, I'm an American and I'm a human being. Quit making it about race. That's probably what he was thinking. That's ridiculous.
Yep.
But I think he's a captain in the Navy. Is that who I'm talking? Or is it the pilot, the commander?
I don't know which.
Anyway, and then there's a Canadian astronaut on there. I don't know why.
Are they buying our bourbon again?
I guess I don't know. There's probably some.
What was the tariff deal on that?
Right. How much does Canada have to pay to send one of their astronauts with us? I don't get it. But whatever, he's in there. Maybe he was just super highly qualified and they need him as a specialist or something for some reason. I don't know. But I guess, speaking of allies, like our number one ally should be Canada.
Right.
You would think they would be number one with us. But they still have like the queen on their money, so we're kind of like, I don't know, dude, you're a little too nice for us. It's creepy. But anyway, Artemis is on its way to the moon. We're going to orbit the moon, take pictures of the backside where the alien bases are, and then come back.
Right. And
they're going to probably claim that all the footage was lost in transit. I actually haven't been looking into any of the conspiracy theories on this to see what the people are coming up with, like why we're going on the mission, or they're out in Los Alamos or something in a pool floating around.
Well, supposedly, isn't it next year? It's either 27 or 28. We plan on landing again.
Yeah, this is a mission for us to go to the moon, and their plan is to build a space station on the moon.
But I think they plan on doing surface landings. Is it 27? Is it next year?
Probably.
I think it's as early as next year.
I remember I went to Kennedy Space Center back in like 2006, I think it was. Might have been later than that, 2011. But they had a little miniature model of Artemis, the rocket. So they've been planning on this for well over a decade. And the guy, we ran into one of the employees when we were just walking around checking some stuff out, and he's like, "Hey, come check this out." And then walked into this room, and it had like a 3-foot tall model of the rocket and all that. And he was explaining what the Artemis mission was, and eventually this is going to lead to Mars, and that's their goal, is to get to Mars. But first thing we'd have to do is we got to get to the moon first. It's one step at a time. Mm-hmm. Since we've never been, we should probably try to go there first.
You're right.
Otherwise, why not? We should just go straight to Mars. Why stop at the moon? We've already been there.
Right. Well, that was the early scouting to figure out where we want to base our stuff.
So we're going to like put a launch pad on the moon and launch to Mars from the moon?
Why not? You don't have to worry about gravity.
That's true.
It's a lot lighter.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Build up your fuel resources.
Yeah, just shuttle up there and
yeah.
It takes, what they say, 3 days?
3 days.
Okay. And the launch was Thursday?
Was it Thursday? Yeah, I guess so.
So they should be there.
Late Thursday.
Are they behind schedule?
Wait a minute, it's a 10-day schedule.
10 days to get there?
Well, no, it's a 10-day schedule.
Oh, they had to go around the Earth first.
Yeah. They splashed down, I think, 10 days after launch.
Oh, okay. Where is Artemis 2 now? It is over 160,000 miles from the Earth and more than halfway to the moon. They'll do their lunar flyby on Monday, April 6th. Let's see. No, so they're in deep space now. It's considered deep space. This bourbon's making me...
I could tell.
Getting gassy. Weissman, Glover, Koch, and Hansen. Those are the 4 astronauts. 10-day mission, scheduled splashdown on April 11th. So yeah, they launched on April 1st. The crew reported a minor resolved issue with a burning smell from the toilet.
That's from the wise man.
Yeah. What do you think they have? Do you have anything like these astronauts bring any contraband with them? Like sneak one little thing on that they're not supposed to? I bet they don't. Otherwise, they wouldn't be astronauts. If they were the type of person to bring contraband on a ship. That's why I would never be an astronaut. Because it'd be like, this guy's
Who was the astronaut that played golf on the moon?
Nobody?
Yeah, no, there was an astronaut who brought his golf stuff.
Oh, isn't that cute? They're doing the heart hands picture. Was it? It wasn't one of the original guys, was it? Armstrong or?
No, it was one of the later ones.
Oh. I just read something, but I don't know if I can make that joke right now. I don't want to be too controversial today. We're already pushing our limit from our rules.
Pretty much.
What else is going on? Oh, we got the World Cup coming up. Another chance for the United States to dominate the rest of the world in athletic events. But if you want to go see a game, I think the tickets are about $7,000. And the head of the World Cup said, you know, if you can't afford $7,000 for a ticket, you need to rethink your lifestyle choices.
Interesting.
Can you imagine paying $7,000 to see a soccer game that could end in 0-0 with no goals scored?
It's like spending $1,000 to go see Bruce Springsteen and just hear him railed on the United States all night long.
Bruce Springsteen sucks anyway. I don't know why anybody paid $20 to see him. Terrible. Now he's, 80 years old?
I would have a lot more respect for a mega band group, somebody who would force the $20 ticket.
Yeah. So I've been to a concert before where the band was Dropkick Murphys, and there was a little, probably a 3-foot fence that separated us sitting in like normal seats. This was like an amphitheater, but seating with seats. And then there was a fence that was like, you had to pay extra to be on the other side of the fence, closer to the stage. And the dude, they came on stage. Now, first of these guys are like super liberal Democrat, like hate Trump. And they make their whole concert like F Trump and all that. It sucks. But they came out and were like, hey, I just want to say one thing real clear. We told this venue not to do this, but all these rich mother effers that got paid extra to sit up front and this bullshit and all, started railing against the venue. And at the end of the concert, they were like, at the last song, they were like, everybody get up, let's go. And everybody jumped the fence and got up on, like, the whole stage was full of people from the crowd just jamming out with the band. And it was a fun concert, good music. I wish no musicians would bring up any sort of social whatever. Dude, I'm here to see you perform your music. Let's just do your art, and then I want to go home.
Right.
That would be fun. My favorite band, Clutch. When you go, it's usually pretty cheap. They're not exorbitant prices. They're not a massive band though. They're not like AC/DC. But he comes on stage. Hello, St. Louis. Start rocking, and they just keep playing. Thank you very much. They walk off stage, come back on. They do an encore. That's usually 3 songs. All right, see you next time, and they leave. That's it. And everybody's like, yeah, great show. You know, we don't have to hear any bull crap. No, the only time you'll hear a little banter is if like the guitarist has to change a string or drummer has to do a little tune up or something. They'll just be like, hey, I like your t-shirt. You know, no, that's about it. They're very professional musicians. We're here to rock, melt your face off with rock and roll, and then we're going to go move on to the next town. That's it. I appreciate that.
Have you ever had an April Fool's joke played on you? Any that were memorable?
No, none that I can remember. My kids probably tried to do something, you know.
My family reminded me of one that I completely blocked out and forgot. And this happened 10 years ago. So 10 years ago, it's a Friday. And I know because Easter hasn't happened yet. So it's Fish Fry Friday. Mm-hmm. So I was at a local restaurant, diner, eating fish with 3 or 4 other guys from work. We would go every Friday and eat. And we're hanging out, eating, and all of a sudden I get a phone call from my best friend Dave. And I answer the phone. He's like, dude, what is going on with you? Should I say congratulations? And I'm going, I don't even know what you're talking about. He goes, your wife just posted on Facebook that she's pregnant. And I went, what? I lost it. And I'm getting out my phone while he's talking. I'm trying to. Give us some
context. You already have 5
I already had 5 kids. So I'm flipping through the phone, getting out Facebook. I'm looking, and she has it right there. Well, this is quite the surprise. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm dry heaving.
Have a stroke and a heart attack at the same time.
And I'm going, I got to call you back. I hang up on him. I'm calling Gail. I'm right there at the table. Everybody's freaking out. Like, what's going on, Kevin? I call my wife. What is happening, Gail? You're pregnant? Why didn't you tell me ahead of time? How did you put that on Facebook? And she goes, I know. I was just so excited, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm losing it. I can't stand it. And then she goes, it was a joke. I had this thing, and me and Rachel were laughing, and so I put this thing on there. And I went, you take that down right now. Take it off the Facebook post. Oh, my gosh. I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
Not funny, Gail.
Nope. There's a reason why I forgot that to this day, and that was blocked out of my memory.
Trauma. I like the ones where they have, like, you know, mom or grandma, somebody sitting in the room, and then they play the YouTube of the National Alert System about an alien invasion or something. And they're like, what? Is this real? What's going on? And you can see them trying to, they're like, they half don't believe it, half believe it, but then panic takes over, and they're just like, fill the bathtub up with water or something silly.
There was one a few years ago. I think it was in Italy, and I think it was a news station. They did it. They took cooked spaghetti noodles and hung them all over trees right there in the area, and they said it's noodle harvest time, and they show them cutting the noodles off the trees, you know, stuff like that, dropping them in baskets, and people were believing this, like that's where spaghetti noodles came from.
Oh man,
funny stuff.
Yeah, I guess I just don't have anybody that loves me enough to try to scare me to death with fake pregnancies.
telling you.
It was funny that the launch was on April Fool's Day, and there was a moment where I was like, "Hang on a second, today's April 1st. Oh wait, this is NASA. They don't play around with stuff.
Right.
They wouldn't spend millions and millions of dollars for a nationwide prank like this." Yeah, I feel like April Fool's kind of, it's not taken as seriously as it was once, you know?
No, because now you're going to get shot.
Yeah, now people, like everybody's too much on edge, too high strung. That was a comment I made to my wife.
What do you have against me? You hurt my feelings.
Yeah. How dare you? I told my wife, like, I need to chill out a little bit, take it easier on myself. I've been really hard on myself lately and like too high strung about everything. I mean, we do have a new baby coming in June, so I'm a little freaked out about finances and all that kind of stuff. Another mouth to feed, you know. I'm the responsibility of raising another son, another child, and all that kind of stuff is weighing pretty heavy. But I'm like, dude, chill out. It's not going to be that bad. You're actually going to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to meet the little guy. That's good. Maybe I should play April Fool's jokes on them when they get older. I'll be an old man. Maybe I'll just like lay on the floor, pretend I'm dead. And they'll come home and be like, "Dad's dead." The old man finally kicked the bucket. That'd be a fun one. Slump over on the toilet and just sit there for an hour. They come open the door. Oh my gosh. Well, seen any good movies lately, Kevin?
No.
Yeah. We watched Passion of the Christ for the first time.
What you think?
Oh, man. I can't describe it with words. All I felt was like conviction, I think, and then joy at the end. Like there was like immense gratitude, immense conviction at the same time type of thing. It was very strange. Cinematically though, the movie was, I like what Mel Gibson did. It was a very interesting interpretation of those events. It started good, little conversations between me and my wife. Cried basically through the whole movie.
Can't help it.
I'm glad I didn't go to see it in the movie theater because I would have been a mess. But yeah, still feel emotional about it, thinking about it.
I remember going to see it with my dad. And my dad's sitting there, he's just like eating his popcorn looking. And then afterwards we're done, and I said, "Well, what do you think?" He goes, "Well, it was a brutal movie." That was about it.
Wow. Yeah.
Like he had zero emotion on his face whatsoever. Start to finish.
Huh. I think, yeah, it's tough to watch. But I was surprised. I didn't know they showed the resurrection at the end. I didn't know that.
Well, they show the stone rolling away and the light coming in. I think isn't that how it ends?
But they showed like the shroud like sinks down to the.
Yeah, you kind of see a shadow of movement.
But this one,
something.
it showed Jesus stand up and walk out. I don't know if they add that later.
Like they showed his face and everything.
Yeah, he stood up.
Remember that? In the
he was
original.
naked. Like he just stood up and walked out. Showed the holes in his hands.
Now the movie theater version was, you had the image of the stone rolling away and light.
Yeah.
And the shroud, and then that was it.
Oh,
I don't remember the bodies.
I did hear
that.
rumors that they were gonna make a film about Mel Gibson was gonna make a film about the resurrection, but maybe this is what they're talking about. They were gonna add this into it.
Well, he is filming a sequel, so to speak.
Yeah.
To it. He's doing that now. That's in production now. I think it gets released next year.
Oh, cool.
Supposedly, according to my wife anyway,
Pentecost
he's
and
filming it based off of the Ethiopian Bible.
Oh.
And I know nothing about it.
Well, this just has all the extra stuff in there.
Well, I know that part.
Yeah.
But I know nothing
I don't
about
know what would be different about the story of the
importance.
resurrection.
I don't know.
Yeah. Huh. We should get a biblical scholar in here to talk about that.
Working on it.
Hammer one down, some lasso one to get him in here to my dungeon.
Mm-hmm. Working on it.
Cool.
Which, by the way, tomorrow's Easter.
Yeah. Happy Easter.
Yeah.
Rejoice. He is risen.
Just like Friday. I walked around on Good Friday and it says, it's Friday, but Sunday's coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you sent me that YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do family service on Sundays, so no, like I think they do the nursery for any kids up to 3, but after that, all the kids will be in service with everybody. It's pretty cool. It gets crowded in there. It's nice. I'll be doing
we'll go to the early morning service, and I'm hosting breakfast at the house after.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, my mom and my aunt, my brother are coming over. We're gonna have Emma do her first Easter egg hunt. Probably have to do it indoors because it's gonna be might be rainy tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see what the weather does. I would prefer an outdoor Easter egg hunt for her. That'd be cute.
I think it's great that we're celebrating the resurrection of Jesus.
Yeah.
And we do it every single year on Easter, and it's the exact day in connection with the Jewish Passover.
Yeah, unlike Christmas.
Right. And the truth is, we actually celebrate his resurrection every single Sunday.
We do.
Church. Everyone says, oh, I'm going to church, going to church, going to church. Really what you're doing is you're going to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. That's why we go to church on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
Because the traditional Sabbath has always been on Saturday, which the Jews still practice today.
Yeah.
But the resurrection of Jesus shifted that for all the believers from Saturday to Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we live up to today.
Yeah. And we do the communion. We do it every once in a while. I don't know how they schedule it or what they do.
You're talking about your church?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did it Friday night.
Yeah.
We were there last night for it.
Yeah.
So they probably won't do it on Sunday.
No.
Because they always correlate it with the Last Supper.
Mm-hmm. It's very symbolic.
Which really, if they really want to do it, they should do it on Thursdays, not on Good Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, have a church service.
I mean, that's when the Last Supper occurred.
Yeah.
It was Thursday night. Crucifixion on Friday. And then on Saturday, everybody freaked out. Everyone thought their world came to an end. The movement was over. Jesus is dead.
Thought they were all going to get hunted down. And
they're all hiding, locked up in rooms and afraid to be seen in public. And then the whole world changed.
That's right.
On Sunday.
I'm looking forward to it. First Easter with the whole family. I mean, first Easter at church with the family. It'll be fun. What else we got, Kevin? You got anything else in your notes?
I don't have anything on my notes.
Oh.
Did you?
Nope.
Well, I would like to ask everyone if they want to tune in to next week.
Yeah.
Next week, we're going to have a guest on. It's going to be Stephen Bauer. He's a former B-52 crew member, weapons officer during the Global War on Terror. So we'll be able to sit down and have a chat with him, learn about what it's like to be in these 50-year-old B-52 bombers.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. I think that'll be a good discussion.
It's like one of the biggest planes in our arsenal with extremely limited crew space. It's strange when you see the inside of it.
Well, the payload is
like,
incredible.
How the heck are these guys crammed in here?
Yep.
You know they have an oven on that thing? They have like a little oven
I'm
for
not
the
surprised.
crew. It's a little, but it's like the size of a toaster. But I want to talk to him about all those little things like, all right, man, when you got to drop a deuce, like what's the deal? Because I think their mission times are insanely long.
Yeah, gave me a little bit of insight on a couple of them, so we'll be able to talk about
That'll be fun. And then,
so that'll be on next week's show. So tune in. You can hear a good story from Stephen Bauer.
Yeah. If you want to be a guest on the show, you're more than welcome. We want to talk to anybody at all. If you have something to say, something to bring to the conversation, you want to talk about a bourbon that you like, especially, whatever it is, you can email us at showmemk@gmail.com. That's Mike Kilo, showmemk. You can get us on Facebook at the Headspace and Tasting Podcast. Follow us, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff on Spotify, please, so we can see where you're from. We have some listeners in the Netherlands, South Korea, all over the United States.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And
pretty consistent, too, surprisingly.
Yeah, right. And then on YouTube, same name. Make sure you follow. Leave us some comments. One day soon, we'll start posting some videos, little short videos maybe. You can see our setup. I don't want to show too much. There's a lot of top secret stuff down here. But maybe at least the tasting portion, we can put that up as a short or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out one day. How far into this are we now? Over a year and a half now, almost?
Yeah. I think this is show 71.
Okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out one of these days. I don't really have anything else, man, except the Blues are 3 points out from a playoff position. That would be super weird if we make the playoffs, but it'll suck at the same time because we'd have to play Colorado. Cardinals are at least fun to watch this year, and we have a winning record so far.
They certainly have a young team.
Well, they're young and fun to watch.
It's the first. I think it's the first time the Cardinals does not have an all-star player on the team.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We have a Golden Glove winner, Mason Wynn, but that's it. So that's cool. Lots of opportunity there. Lots of opportunity.
So, as we've been going through the show, we've been sipping on this Saints Alley.
Yeah.
The Herald. What do you think of it?
It's good. I don't know why it surprised me by what it tastes like, and I don't know why it surprised me. Like I said, because I think I was expecting more of a Texas whiskey again. I would keep drinking it. I would try it again. As far as our star rating from 0 to 5, 2 stars.
Yeah, you are a weird grader. I gave it 3.
I want to go 3, but it's just, I want to go 2.5. That's really what I want to do.
Actually, I would have given it 4 stars had the rye not been as high as it was.
Oh, so a little bit less on
that's my
spiciness?
That's my personal bias. Because I'm not the biggest fan of rye whiskeys.
I'm going to try a little bit more.
And I thought it had a great flavor profile overall. I like the way it transitioned, almost like last week. Nose, palate, and finish all had a different kind of transition. Whereas last week, the transitions were, in my opinion, put together on purpose to flow the way they did as well as they did. And we rated last week's 4 stars.
4. Yeah.
Today, I would have done 4 stars. Again, I thought the rye kind of piled into it a little bit too much. I like the Armagnac kick to it. I was able to pick that stuff out. Again, the fruitiness and the pepper.
Man, they're not kidding about the viscosity of this.
Yeah.
Like when it hits your mouth, I was like, whoa, that's kind of like olive oil almost.
Yeah. I think that's the one thing that throws me off on it. And I know people like it. I mean, there's plenty of bourbons out there that run in the 120 range and higher that are actually really good.
Yeah.
I just think that this one here just throws it off a little bit.
You think it's a little too high on the proofing? Could have mellowed it out a little bit.
No, I think 107 proof is probably good. I think that
just the rye,
the technical aspect of the viscosity and the heat I think it just throws it out. Like it's just way too much. Even on my flavor wheel, when I get into the notion of spicy, it just spikes out way above the rest.
See, I'm a little bit below. I'm like halfway on the spicy, but to me, it's the alcohol. It's like a little bit harsher alcohol than spice to me.
Well, yeah, I know. But on the flavor wheel, I don't get the opportunity to write, ethanol, methanol, alcohol. That doesn't exist on our wheel.
The heat/proof.
Well, I know. All I have is heat proof and spicy. But
yeah, we need a more nuanced
the
tasting
heat/proof to me is where I like it. It's that additional.
Talk about the bourbon thing you're doing. Look, maybe we should go down that road. Their little tasting chart, their flavors that they put off to the side. The Bourbon Masters Society. What is it called?
Stave and Thieves.
Yeah.
The Stave and Thieves. That is the official certifying body for if you want to be a bourbon steward or higher. They have other levels, just like you do a sommelier. And so I registered yesterday to get certified as a bourbon steward and start that process.
Do they put out any sort of tasting paperwork? Or
No.
All they did was the flavors. They had like a list of the different aromas and flavors for the
Well, that was the oils,
kit, right?
Right, the kit for all the oils for you to be able to run a true tasting in which you can open these up, smell,
familiarize yourself,
and connect to whatever it is you're drinking.
Kind of like we talked about before. Like I need to start eating a wider variety of fruits and nuts and spices and all that to be able to describe what we're tasting a little bit more.
So I don't have that kit yet. That kit I'm not going to get until later. But so I did start the process to become official. So that way when I'm doing these every single week and I say it's this, I'm adding a little credibility to it.
Don't just sound like a knucklehead like me. I'm just like, man, it tastes like licorice.
Oh, even I
and I haven't eaten licorice since I was 10 years old.
It's one thing to be a knucklehead. It's another thing to be creative. Yeah. I mean, everybody can sit here, and I'm guilty of it. Oh, it tastes like toffee and caramel. But I like to have fun and play around with it because there was a time when I used to connect movies that people were drinking. You see them drinking their scotches or their bourbons in a movie. And so I would taste it and drink it and go, oh, this reminds me of Humphrey Bogart and The Big Sleep.
Yeah. Martini with James Bond.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, that's where I get more creative on it.
Do we want to talk about our guest the week after next?
No.
Not yet?
Not there yet. Just
we don't want to tease our whole schedule out?
No.
Okay.
Advertise week to week.
I guess things can change. So excited to have our guest next week. I want to get more guests in here. I like having more people around to hear different sides of things and different perspectives and different stories. It's always fun. So please reach out. We haven't heard from our favorite listener in a long time. Hope she's doing okay. Hope she's well. She's welcome to come on the show too. I could have her back. She's been on a few times. All right. I guess that's it, man. I think we've dragged this out as far as we can.
I think so.
Happy Easter, everybody. We'll see you
Easter.
next time. Bye-bye.
Peace out.